Shalom, family. I had myself muted. Shalom to everybody in the chat. We're just going to give it a few more minutes for people to come in. And I have some articles that came out today, and we're going to get into a deep discussion on what I feel is going on right now. And I know many of you probably know this as well. It's not like it's a big secret. We know that many of these folks know we are in the last days. They know. This is why they're opening everything up, and they're trying to pretend like we can go on and everything is great. They know it's not great, and they know their end is nearing. They know. They're fully aware of it. Okay, it's a cooler day where I am, but it's humid. The humidity is a mess. So just to let you know, you're going to all find this very interesting. And I have two articles I'm going to show you so you know that I'm not, I didn't find this from some little junky site that nobody ever heard of. So it's nothing like that. All right. Shalom, everybody. All right, let me just see if I can pull this up so that I can show it to you. Okay. Oh, you came too, Loretta? My cat came to listen too. She wasn't even up here a moment ago. Yeah, you came to listen too? Yeah, this is some good stuff, girl. All right, y'all. Let me share my screen. All right. Share my screen with y'all. Okay. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Just want to make sure. Okay, great. All right, let's go to the articles. Now, when I woke up this morning, these articles were out. So I'm going to show you 2 of them, but I'm going to only read from 1. So you see right here, Fox News, whiteness, a parasitic-like condition, which we do know they're parasites. That part is true. Now, I can't deny that. With no cure, medical journal article claims. So not only is this coming out in articles, it is written officially in medical journals. Here's the other one. New York psychoanalyst calls whiteness incurable parasitic-like condition. And here he is right here. His name is Donald Moss. He is the one that came out with this, and it is officially in medical journals, y'all. Officially in medical journals. So a white New York City psychoanalyst is under fire after publishing a report decrying his skin color is a malignant parasitic-like condition without a permanent cure. And this is Dr. Daniel Moss right here. All right, he's the one that came up with whiteness. He's labeling it as a condition, a parasitic condition. A published author who teaches at the New York Psychoanalyst Institute published on having whiteness last month in the Journal of the Psychoanalytic Association. Whiteness is a condition one first acquires and then one has, a malignant parasitic-like condition to which white people have a particular susceptibility of an abstract of an article or Sage Journal says. So the condition is fundamentally generating characteristic ways of being in one's body, in one's mind, and in one's world. Parasitic whiteness renders its host appetite. Yeah, we're the host, Black people. We're the host that they come and suck off of. So he's right about that. So, they need a host, and they have an insatiable and perversive state. The paper says it also published in the National Library of Medicine Pub Medicine site. It said the deformed appetite particularly targets non-white people. The abstract says, and once established, these appetites are nearly impossible to eliminate. So what he's pretty much saying is once they latch on to non-white people, they are unable to let us go. Once they're latched onto us, it is permanent. They are permanently attached to us, sucking off of us and zapping out our energy. That's what they're doing. Now, is that true? Did he write something that was false? He didn't. But I'm going to tell you why he's coming out with this at this moment. And notice this is making the news after the eclipse, the next day. All right. So it's impossible for them to, unleash us and just let us go. They're permanently attached to us, zapping all of our energy and everything out of us. Now, that part, Donald, I do agree with. You got that part right. Okay. So, white effective treatment consists of a combination of psychiatric and social historical interventions. There is no guarantee against regression. So he said they can give them psychiatric treatment, but there is no guarantee they won't just go back to their old ways. That's why he's saying it's incurable. This is not yet a permanent cure, the abstract said. So they're mad at him right now for putting this out. I ain't mad at Daniel, but this is what I think it is, y'all. Here goes. This is my synopsis on the situation. These folks, many of them, ladies and gentlemen, know that their time is up. They know. Over the last few weeks, they have been trying to get rid of their history and just acknowledge the last 100 years, right? And now he's saying they can't help themselves. This is what they are. And biologically, they can't change. This is what we have been seeing for 500 years is who they have been all this time. They can't change who they are. Why do I think they have come out with this? Because, ladies and gentlemen, they are attempting to make themselves blameless for anything that occurred in the time they have been around us. That's what I believe they're doing. They're trying to do it by eliminating the history and all the horrific things they have done to us. And now they are saying biologically, they can't help themselves but to latch on and suck the energy out of non-white people. So again, this is just another attempt to make themselves blameless for the last 500 years. But there is no making themselves blameless because they will be judged, despite the fact of what their white pastors are telling them in church that they don't have to pay for nothing. That is false. And if you did believe that, why would you come out? I'm going to share my screen again so you can see these articles yourself. Why did they come out with these articles if they're not trying to make themselves blameless for everything that they do in present day and in the past? Why would you attempt to make yourself blameless? That's what they're doing. So you can see Fox News, and then they're propping up. It'll probably be in other publications today. This ain't the only one. All right. These are not the only ones. These are just the first few that are showing up this morning. And they got Kamala there. Yeah, Kamala is a parasite too. Yeah, I can give that tag to her too. Yes, Loretta, you got a lot to say now, don't you? So, yeah, that's what they're doing. This is another hold myself not guilty. We have a condition. We are parasites. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah, y'all. So, y'all check out those articles today. Check them out. Like I said, I can see there will be more. All right. You won't hear Loretta no more. I just got her behind out of the room. So this is going to be interesting and how they respond to this. But they're actually mad at this doctor from New York, this Donald Moss. They're mad at him. They say there's a lot of outrage over what he wrote. But hey, I'm not outraged because he spoke the truth. The only thing is, like I said, see, the goal is to make them look blameless and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never seen her this vocal. And it's funny how she showed up as soon as I started the video. I was like, it was almost like she wanted to hear what was going on too. It's kind of funny. Yeah, no, I believe what he said was right. If they had a cure for it, they sure don't want it. And I don't believe there's no cure for what they are. You know, you are what you are. And plus, their medicine here is really not good. Their medicine is not good. Okay, anything that leaves you with more side effects, it's no good. You're right, Ulysses. Demonic tricks. Yes, exactly. You know, and, possibly an attempt for empathy. Right, True Royal, that's what we're talking about right now. So, no, but just understand we are in the last days right now. We're in the last days, and you're going to look. Have we ever heard them say stuff like this over the last 500 years? No. But in these final days, because look, we're in the time of revelation, and everything's going to be revealed at the end. And I'm just fascinated how this came out right after the eclipse. It was yesterday. We're not even 24 hours after the eclipse, and look at what's coming out. But trust me, it's going to be way bigger than this. You're talking about a blood moon and an eclipse less than 2 weeks apart. But no, don't fall for the okey doke. We're not going to be sympathetic and erase what we saw and what we know and what we continue to see to this very day of what these folks do. And just because you admitted something about yourself, it doesn't get you off the hook for anything. I tell you what, I was kind of dragging around this morning, still feeling tired. And then when I saw that pop up, it woke me up. It literally woke me up. Yeah, yeah. Well, Lily, uh, I'm sorry, Lila, they are mankind. They are mankind. One step for man, another step for mankind, or whatever. Who cares what it is? But they admitted they were mankind throughout the history. And like I said, they're going to be coming up with all kinds of ways that they feel will get them off the hook for all of the atrocities that have been committed. And this is just, in my opinion, another attempt. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why they said they get double. They get double because it's going to take them that long to clean up everything they've messed up. He's going to make them clean it all up. That's why they get double. You're right about that. The Prince of Paraphernalia. Cut the damn check before you go out. Oh, it don't matter. Everything they got is gonna belong to us. We ain't sweating that. Thank you, Justin March, for the super sticker. We're not sweating that. Everything they got belongs to us. Oh, that's okay. They gonna work the same way they made us work. Future spokesman. Don't worry about that. They gonna work, okay? If the Mossad said they gonna get double to clean the planet up, that's exactly what's gonna happen. There ain't nothing they can do to stop it. Nothing. Well, Ham was never cursed. Titus 12:21. If you go back and read the Bible, Ham was never cursed. You got the wrong person. And many people believe Ham was cursed only because, white people told you they were cursed. But if you go in the actual Bible, it does not say Ham was cursed. Canaan was cursed. Canaan was cursed. Go back and look. It was never Ham. That's another lie that was taught. That's why you can't follow them into religions, because no matter what religion these folks are in, they're just teaching lies. They're teaching lies. That's why you should never follow them in anything. And I've even heard them say, oh, Ham is cursed. Y'all are Ham. They even told us we were Ham. We're not Ham, we're Shem. But they kept telling, I remember even as a child, them saying that we were Ham. That you can't trust them with the truth. They're not going to tell the truth. We're not Ham, we're Shem. Wow, got somebody from Guam. How you doing? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you long, but I just wanted to show those two articles to you. And because I knew y'all were going to get a kick out of this. I doubt if this will get monetized. You know how it is when you're saying something to them and it don't favor them, then they want to demonetize the video or live stream that you're doing. So I just expect it, and I really don't care. This is something that made it to mainstream news. So it is something that I can talk about, plain and simple. They don't have to like it, but I have the right to talk about anything that comes out in mainstream news. Yeah, unfortunately, many of our people even walk around and say Ham is. I've even heard it from other Black people. So even our people still walk around making those claims. And it just tells me that you're not making an effort to learn. You're just sitting back in the cut, and you're just running your mouth and trying to act like you're so holy and so close to the Heavenly Father, and you're doing no studying. So, so much for that. And you know how it is. You got to study all of it. You can't just do a verse or a chapter here and there. You got to do the whole thing. Or otherwise, you're just a babbling fool. That's really all you are. That's why it says, study to show thyself approved. That's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian, you're right. Those tails and horns. Mm-hmm. And you know, do you know they once tried to accuse us of being born with tails? And then, you know, it's like everything they project, everything wrong with them, they try to project onto us. That's what they try to do. We don't have that kind of stuff. You know, most of the birth defects in this country to babies are non-black babies. They are not black babies. That's a fact. You know, even if you go back and listen to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she said they have the most degenerate diseases. We don't have that. You know, very few black people have a lot of degenerate diseases, but they have a lot of it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, I actually saw it. I worked with a woman and she had one and she actually showed it. She could move it and everything. We couldn't do nothing but laugh, but she could move it and everything. Her mother just never had it removed, but she had a tail. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of black babies in my families on both my mother and father's side. I've seen a lot of baby cousins, many of them. And I have yet to see one with a tail. I haven't seen not one in my family with a tail. Not one. Not one. No, Spear of Judah, they don't all have it removed. A lot of the adults are walking around with, that's why I'm telling you, I worked with a woman. Okay, we were all grown-ups. She still had her mother never had hers removed. And she showed it at work. It was probably as long as a finger. And she could move it and everything. So no, they don't all have it removed at birth. Some of them actually still have them. And they're grown-ups. You know, all of them don't elect to have that removed. Some do, some don't. Thank you, Marcella Muhammad, for the super sticker. Thank you. So no, I've seen those. I've actually, with my two eyes, seen those a tail on one of them. So that's not true. No, I didn't scream unclean, unclean, but I was astonished to see it, and even more shocked that she stood there and showed it. But you know, that's part of their biology. Egypt Wesley said sideshows. You're right. That's what those freak shows were about. A lot of it was about their you know, just the things they were born with, you know, conjoined twins, and some would have like an extra face on the side of their face because that was supposed to be a twin. And that's what their sideshows were, things that were biologically wrong with them, what they called freak of nature. And look at how many there were. If you go back and look in them old photos, it was a lot of them, y'all. It was a lot. It was not a rarity. A lot of them were born with all kinds of defects. That's why when you go through those black and white photos from 100 years or more back, you see all of the deformities they were born with. And it was mostly them. I mean, you don't have to listen to Lisa Cabrera. Just go and pull up those freak show photos. It was a lot of them like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of things, and you saw the women with the mustaches and beards and all that stuff, or some were real tiny and then some were extra tall. Thank you, Louisville C, for the super sticker. Thank you, WJ Luckett, for the super chat. According to them, we are racist for speaking the truth. Talk about projection. Yeah, I mean, no, talking about this stuff is not racist. We don't have the same racist track record of 100 years, so that is false. They couldn't prove that to save their mama's life. They just came up with calling us racist pretty recently. That's why I don't pay attention to it, because it's pretty recent, y'all. And if it were true, why didn't you call us that 500 years ago, or 100 years ago, or even 20 years ago? You weren't doing that then. What you're doing, that mess, is recent. That's why I don't pay it no mind. If it had validity, you would have heard that a long time ago. It don't. They're just butt sore that they get called that so many times. So now they're trying to project it onto us. But if it was really valid, wouldn't they have proof of it historically, all throughout history? How come they don't? That's why you should never pay attention to that or even respond to it. It's not even worth it. Not worth your time or mine. Well, there can't be reverse racism, Brother Sly, unless there's racism. So when they say reverse racism, they're admitting racism is real. It would have to be real. If reverse racism can exist, there's no way racism doesn't exist. So it's an admission of racism. That's what reverse racism is. And why? And ask yourself, why are they concerned about coming around us and talking about reverse racism? What is, you know what I mean? To me, you're just looking for a problem. You're just being a Karen. At the end of the day, you're just being a Karen. You're just coming around us fishing for a problem. Karen. That's all. It's a Karen move. All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I just wanted to go over. I just wanted y'all to see those two articles, and I'm going to look and see if more come out. I doubt if those two are going to be the only articles on this. I really doubt it. It's got to be more. Thank you, Colby Co, for the super sticker. Yeah, yeah. You do you know they will put you in jail for, you can get 40 years or more for killing a damn canine, which they have weaponized against us. And I'm going to be doing another live stream at 3:30 on that, because what they have done, the canine unit was supposed to be for felons. When they're chasing felons, they would use dogs to take down felons. Well, they are now using them for any reason on the Black community. You could be a shoplifter, you could be, doing some kind of petty crime, or no crime at all. You may not be committing a crime at all, and they will unleash those canines on especially our Black men in the community. And canines are heavily used on Black men even to this day. So what's the difference between what they did during the slave catching days and now? Because they're still heavily using the canines on Black men, and for petty stuff, not for felonies. A lot of petty crimes. So we'll get heavily into that at 3:30. So everybody, thank you for being here. I really enjoy our time, and we'll do this again at 3:30. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope to see you then. Shalom, family.